experience!
In case you have not been paying attention over the past few days, this is the Week 17 quick rankings update and injury report. If you want the full list of injuries, I'll have them updated 90 minutes before the Saturday games at 4for4.com. You can hit that link down in the description right now. Plus, I'll be sending out my newsletter later on Saturday evening for all of the Sunday games, just in case something changed. Let's get to those Saturday games to start. Kamani Vidal, he's leaning out, but there's still a chance that he plays against the Texans. It's not that you want to play Kamani Vidal in this matchup. The issue would then become Omarion Hampton, where is he going to get 25 touches in the game if Vidal is out? If Vidal is back, is it like 15-5, 15-10, whatever it might be? Hampton's a great play in a tough matchup, albeit if Vidal is out. However, if it's a split, you got to bump him down outside the top 20 in your championship matchup. Woody Marks expected to go on the other side. He is the Texan you want to play out of that backfield. Enjoy the unders on Nick Chubb in this game unless Marks gets hurt again with that ankle problem, but he is expected to be in against the Chargers. Both very good defenses in this game. In the other game, Lamar Jackson not playing. Snoop Huntley is playing. Downgrade everyone except maybe Derrick Henry, who should, we'll see, be leaned upon to get a few more touches this time around out of the backfield, especially on the ground. I don't see Snoop Huntley checking it down too often. He's either going to run or hand the ball off. Jordan Love is out for the Packers with a concussion. Malik Willis is expected to start, although he did come into the week with a shoulder injury, so we'll see how that goes. One bad hit, and all of a sudden Clayton Tune is in the game. The Packers have already clinched a playoff berth, so we'll see what they do with a lot of their injured players, that if they give them some extra runs or not. That is what's happening in the Saturday games. For Sunday, Alvin Kamara is out. For the Saints, expect to see a lot of Taysom Hill like we saw last week out of the backfield, the receiving game, throwing some passes, a pretty decent top 10 option at tight end if you need one. Trevion Henderson was expected to be out this week. Then all of a sudden on Friday, he shows up with a non-contact jersey off. He might play on Sunday. So all of the people that scoured the waiver wire to see if Ramondre Stevenson had been dropped in their league, got him, were fired up. He's a top 10 option against the Jets. Well, now all of a sudden he might be back in a split situation with Henderson. There's still not a 100% chance that he is playing as of this recording. Again, sub to the free newsletter in the description, and I'll have extra details once I know them, once they get released, if they get released. Maybe it's a Sunday situation that we're looking at, but work under the assumption that he might be playing this week, that you could be ending up using. I'd rather play Henderson than play Stevenson, obviously, but if there is no Henderson, Stevenson is a must-start all formats. Dylan Sampson for the Browns could return as well. Obviously, Judkins is out for the year with that broken leg, and Travion Williams, out of the backfield is just going to catch passes. I know it's a hand injury for Sampson. I think that he gets the run over Sanders. I think he gets a lot of the receiving work. I think he's a pretty good play against a Steelers team that has relatively little to play for. They've got their 4-spot locked up, that as long as they win this game, that the defense is going to be playing. It's a tougher run defense now, but out of the backfield receiving, Sampson could be the guy getting 20 touches here as long as he is back to full health. We're not going to know that, so you have to bump him down a little bit. Again, just outside the top 20 at running back this week. Receivers, Rumba is out. Luther Burden expected to play this week. Burden is the secondary option to DJ Moore. I bumped down Colson Loveland in the tight end rankings with the return of Luther Burden. Both Moore and Burden, pretty decent plays. Moore wide receiver 2, Burden a wide receiver 3. Demario Douglas is leaning out for the Patriots. Kayshon Boutte is out. Mac Hollins, all of a sudden with an abdominal problem on Friday, he's out too. So Kyle Williams might be the play here in your championship matchup. Unless you're in the deepest of leagues and there is no one, you're probably not going to play him. For DFS purposes, as I talked through with Davis on the Friday show, Kyle Williams can make a lot of things work. And if Henderson is out and everyone goes to Stevenson, May, Henry, Williams, you stack these 3 guys up, and then you can afford Jonathan Taylor and JSN and pivot away from probably the second highest owned running back on the slate. So just keep that in mind as we're going through it. For Monday night, Devontae Adams is not expected to play for the Rams. Do with that what you will. This happened last Thursday night as well, where he did not play. DK Metcalf is out with the suspension for the Steelers. Kelvin Austin, 316, also out for the Steelers this week. They don't have a ton of options. Probably just Kenny Gainwell and 18 catches for 34 yards out of the backfield is what we're looking at right now. Ricky Purcell on Sunday Night Football against the Bears is questionable, as is George Kittle. They both may play. They both might not play. Here's the thing. If you do want to play them, like Ricky Bullets, unless he's absolutely in. He has not been good anytime he's had an injury designation so far this year. It's when he's off the injury report, has been his, 3 good games all year. Kittle, you're probably waiting for. The issue then becomes, do you have an option to go back him up? Whether it be Colby Parkinson on Monday Night Football, whether it be Colston Loveland on the other side of the ball, you need someone to fill in because there are limited options to replace George Kittle. Issue with Kittle is, if he's playing, you're gonna want to play him. So, do with that what you will. David Njoku is out. Mason Taylor is out for the Browns and the Jets. Harold Fannin hurt his groin in Friday practice. All of a sudden, he is iffy. He says he's going to play. We'll see about that, but just keep that in mind as we get closer to game time. He should play. Noah Fant, questionable for the Bengals against the Cardinals. And Brock Bowers, out for the season. For the Raiders, they shut him down. They also shut down Max Crosby. They're trying to lose this game against the Giants. Problem is, they're playing the Giants, and even if you try to lose to the Giants, you may not lose to the Giants. All right? Rankings will be updated in about 2 hours' time, then again on Sunday morning for your championship matchups. I'll have props and DFS in there as well in terms of ownership and top plays. The DraftKings show from Friday is already out, so hit the feed for that. Thank you all for watching. It's been a great season. Sorry about the lack of updates on the weekend the past few weeks. I've been traveling. I got sick. It happens. If there was one show to punt, it turned out to be this show, and I got to spend more time with my kids around Christmas time, which is, a big bonus for me because it's been a lot of fun. I hope you all had a great holidays. I hope, you're looking forward to New Year's. Let's win some money this weekend. Win your fantasy matchups, all right? I'll see you next time.
Mayo experience! Experience!